Annie Sabati. You are at a special event. This is the first time this has occurred. There are 5 dynamic speakers here tonight with one purpose and one vision. There's a new group. It's called PEN, Personal Empowerment Network. And the seminar is I Quit. To just draw you in a bit. My job is to introduce each one of the speakers so that you get a better idea about who they are. Let's get started. Did you want to come on in and sit? Find a spot. Our first speaker is Cliff Roy Jr. He was born and raised in Lafayette. At the age of 17, he went into the service for 9 years. He's married with 5 children, 28 to 9 months. He's a minister with the Refuge Temple Ministries, life coach, marriage counselor, and maybe you know him as with his Facebook personality. You do. Cliff TV. All right. We got a head shaking. That's good. He has a book coming up, Functioning Past Failure. He's the co-founder of PEN. Please welcome Cliff Roy Jr.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Definitely appreciate the support of everyone that came out today, or tonight, or this evening, whichever we prefer to call it. We just want to give you a special thank you and let you know that we really appreciate what you guys have done as far as supporting our individual platforms. And tonight what we want to do is talk about something that is near and dear to all of us in the seminar, which is quitting. Quitting a lot of different things, right? The word and the term quitting can mean a lot of things to different people, but nonetheless we want to talk about the things we need to quit in order to become successful. Anybody ever attempted success at some point in your life?
Yeah.
Anybody ever set goals in 2016?
Yeah.
And about what percentage of those goals did you accomplish?
10, maybe 15%.
10, 15%? Anybody else? Anybody reached 100% of your goals? All right. 80%? All right. 75%? 50%? Oh, I guess we're at the point of New Year's resolutions then, right?
Right.
Right. New Year's resolutions. This is the point at which we go back and we make a plan to do the same thing that we've done before, right? So I want to talk about something very specific tonight, guys, which is quit. So bear with us as we get our little technology rolling tonight. I don't want this to get hung up at any capacity, but I want it to kind of flow the way it's supposed to. So give me one quick second. So here's my subtopic tonight. I quit heading in the wrong direction. Has anybody ever headed in the wrong direction? Having every intention of going to a certain destination. Maybe some of you don't relate to that. Have you ever walked into the kitchen and forgot what you were going in there for?
Yeah.
Or walked into another room and totally forgot why you walked into the room in the first place?
Right.
Or picked up the phone to call somebody and say, I forgot what I was about to say. So we've all experienced that, right?
Right. Yes.
So what I realized, in order for me to be successful and for me to gain the level or the momentum that I needed to reach my goals, I had to quit doing some things. And one of them was quit heading in the wrong direction. Now, y'all heading in the right direction. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming. So everybody's experienced that before, right? Heading in the wrong direction. So, question is, what did you do? Right? Anybody who has a car with a GPS system in it? Now, raise your hands high. I need to get kind of. All right. So now, have you ever put the GPS destinations, your destination inside the GPS, started to leave out of your city, and it told you to make a turn that you said that's not the way I'm supposed to go? Anybody's ever done that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what did you do? Did you continue that same path?
No.
Nobody does, right? Now, you know doggone well to get to I-10, telling me go down Very High School Road is not a good idea. But nonetheless, your GPS said, hey, turn here, turn right. And you're thinking to yourself, I at least know how to get to I-10.
Right.
So your GPS does not always have the best navigation skills, right? So what I want to talk about is what do we do, right? So here's some points when you took control. So at the end of the day, this is what you did. You took control. When your GPS is giving you wrong directions, when your life GPS is telling you where to go when you know you shouldn't go, you have to at some point take control. So what do? We re-enter it, right? Maybe the address that I put inside of it is not correct. So I'm going to try to re-enter the address again. Or we head in a direction that just plain old makes sense. Now I want you to relate this to how you go towards your goals. We have goals that are set before us every single day. But yet we know some of the things that we do lead us in the wrong direction, but yet we continue to go on, right? Right. You ever heard somebody say that's common sense? What is common sense, anybody?
Something that should be or is common to everyone.
The wisest thing I ever heard somebody say is common sense is as far as the next person. As far as the next person. So what might make sense to one does not necessarily make sense to everyone. Right. Which is why a lot of times when people give advice or things to follow, it doesn't work. Right? So, the last thing I had on that previous screen said, all else fails, you pull over and you start over. So what I'm getting at this point, this year, a lot of times we went with the previous year, and in the previous year what happens is we didn't accomplish our goals, right? So you got a choice. You can quit, you cannot set any goals, or you can start all over again. Now, the whole point of the seminar is so that you can start over with purpose and with direction, so that you can actually reach your destination this time. But in order to reach your destination, there are 5 things that I believe you must quit. 5 things. The first one is quit thinking the same way. Second one, quit acting the same way. I'm touching somebody already. There's some habits you need to quit. There's good habits and there's bad habits. And some habits are just plain old useless. You just do it just because, right? So then you have to quit accepting your character flaws. Some of y'all paused on that. We got kind of quiet. We took a deep breath, right? Quit accepting your character flaws. That's my daughter. She's distracted. There's some things about us that we know we need to improve on, but we've got so tired of fixing it that we just kind of gave up on it. And it's our flaw. You say things like, "Yo, you know how I am." Wow, I've heard that before, right? Well, I always do this. You make exceptions for your flaws, but don't realize that those very exceptions are the things that are keeping you from accomplishing your goals. And the last thing is quit heading towards your wrong destiny. Right. See, some of you have substitute destinies, right? There's a destiny you really envisioned, and then life happened, and then you substitute it with another destiny that you're just not happy with. You're just settling, right? So, check this out. Quit thinking the same way. So, look, what's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
So how many of you have the same goals from last year? I would err on the side that said all of us are a little bit insane. Because we wake up every day, do the same thing we did the day before, we hope to get a different result today.
Wow. That's good right there.
I'm working towards my goal, but I'm going to wake up at the same time. I'm working towards my goal, but I'm going to drink the same coffee. I'm working towards my goal, I'm going to eat the same exact breakfast. I'm working towards my goal, I'm going to have the same sucky attitude when I get on the job that I hate. Working towards my goal, and I'm going to hang up when this person that keeps calling me is aggravated. I'm going to keep hanging up on. We don't change anything about the way we approach life. We keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and not one time did you wake up and walk into the mirror and declare that I'm not going to be insane today. I'm going to do something different. I have to think differently than I thought the day before in order to become the person that I hope to become. So check this out. The other one, we like to take advice from people that just plain and simply, they're not doing what we plan to do. That affects your thinking. It's nothing like a broke person trying to tell you how to be rich. Right? Nothing like a guy who can't fix his own car but has every solution for you on how to fix your own car. Right? Any of you have these people in your lives? Some of you don't want to admit it because some of them are your family members. They're the family members that said don't do it. Anybody saw the movie Fences yet? Yeah. The movie Fences is phenomenal. Why? Because the father cannot accomplish what he set out to do and therefore limits his son by telling him you're never going to be that way. He honestly didn't want him to be the way he was, but he was creating him to think like he did. So what do you think the end result of that would have been, right? Go see the movie. I'm not going to tell you anything. Now look, check it out. You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that got you into the problem. Wow. That one probably stopped some of you in your tracks, right? The way you think brought you there, but you think that you could think your way out of there. See, that's the stubborn people, right? That's the one that don't want to take any advice from someone who has been down that road before. Somebody who has actually accomplished the success of getting out of the rut that some of us get stuck in sometimes, right? I want to lose weight. But what we do, we corral with our overweight friends and say we're going to work out as a team. How did that work out for you? Usually doesn't work out too good. That's why they have those people that call fitness instructors. If I walked up to my fitness instructor and my fitness instructor needed a fitness instructor, I would question why am I paying them, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So, the last one is your thoughts will lead you into your actions. Thoughts will lead you into your actions. However you think, you will become. And that's a continuous thought. See, some of you says, I want to be successful, but at the end of that, you always say, but, if, maybe. And as you continue to do that, those words do something called negating. It negates everything you just said before. So the way you think has to change, right? Quit acting the same way. Any of y'all got a friend? I want you to get off yourself for a second, right? You have a friend that you just wish their behavior would change? They talk about, girl, I want to get me a nice man. But her behavior is not conducive to getting a nice man. And before long, 20 years from now, she's still only and lonely. And all you're thinking is she would just change the way she acts. Right? One of my partners, Sean, knows way more about fitness than I do. And I'm sure I've seen many people in the gym that act a certain way. They curl the same weights, they never add any weights, and they think they're going to become Lou Ferrigno one day. And if you never change your actions, you'll never change your destiny.
Woo! That's good, brother.
Remember, your thoughts have led you to your current actions, right? You know that, right? Wherever you are in life, no matter how bad you think it is, how you think brought you there. That's a wake-up call for you guys. Your behavior attracts certain things to your life. Anybody, I like this. People who point the finger at the people around them don't realize they're surrounded by people that they have attracted to themselves. The funny thing about, I always say this, you can't change people, but if I change myself, then I can attract the right people and the wrong people will flee.
Right. Right.
Every time. You have to position yourself that way, guys. So, quit some habits. Look, your repeated actions become your way of being, right? Next one, your habits are your predictable behaviors. See, if you have bad habits, you become predictable. Mm-hmm. So those people that you think are against you, understand that I can provoke you because your habits are bad enough to be moved and steered in the wrong direction. My wife asked me the question, why are some people so mean and so evil? I said, do they really need an excuse? That's their mission in life, to make your life miserable. But if you have predictable bad habits, what do you think they're going to do? You're a target. Stop being a target, guys. Amen. If your habits do not improve you, then they will consume you. Think about that one for a second. If anything that you do religiously and continuously and repetitively does not cause you to improve or increase, then it is consuming you. You're having a slow death. Your bad habits are your pack of cigarettes. And I don't mean that literally. I mean that it's just a matter of time and a matter of a number of puffs before you get diagnosed and before you whittle away. Wow. It's just that simple, right? I didn't say it to Surgeon General, so don't get mad at me. So think about that for a second. The next one. Quit accepting your old character flaws. Once we establish clear habits, it will define your character. It will define you. Anybody have a friend that drinks too much? Remember the first time they drank, it was cool. They were drunk. And then they couldn't stop drinking just on the weekends. And then it was 7 days a week. And then they became what we call sloppy drunk. And then they were diagnosed with alcoholism and they were called an alcoholic. And I'm not picking on alcoholics. But the habit of continuously drinking to the point of delusion and confusion is when they became an alcoholic. So their habits begin to define their character. And we know that every character has but one destiny. Although your character becomes defined, it is up to you to redefine your character. You're the only person that can redefine your character. If you don't like being something, then you have to decide to change that something you don't like being. The most successful people in the world say, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. They just got fed up. They got tired of being broke. They got tired of being overweight. They got tired of being alone. They got tired of all of that stuff. And they said, I'm going to change my destiny. That's how powerful every human that's sitting here is. Right. You are a reflection of how you think, how you act, and the habits you've established in your life. You have to make up your mind. I want to quit doing some of that stuff. Right? So, quit heading towards the wrong destiny. Understand where you're starting from. Don't be in delusion. Know where you are right now. Maybe you're not in the best place, but recognize where you are. The first part of change is identity. Can you identify what needs to change? Where I'm at in life? What's held me up? What's paused me? Identify that. If your GPS hits an obstacle en route to your destination, you should recalculate. Here's your moment. That's why some of you came here tonight. We need to recalculate our routes. I was taking a route that wasn't getting me where I was trying to go, so now it's time to recalculate, refigure something. The beautiful thing is you're surrounded constantly by people who have the ability to steer you in the right direction because they've traveled that route before. You do. You have those people around you all the time. Make sure that the destination you have chosen is locked in and committed. Don't set a destination and not commit to going or taking the trip. And don't always look for the fastest route. Sometimes the scenic route teaches you lessons you never pick up. So don't be in a rush to get where you're trying to get. Just get there the right way. And your destination is only limited by your desires. Ask yourself the question, what do I really want? Who do I really want to be? And where do I really want to go? So the path to your success means adopting these 5 things. I'm going to quit the way I think. I'm going to quit the way that I act. I'm going to quit the habits that are bad that I've established. I'm going to redefine my character, and I'm going to reposition my destiny. This is exactly the way to your success. I'm going to put it all together for you, and I'm closing right here. Thoughts, actions, habits, character determines your destiny. And that's what I have for you tonight, guys.